Hello everyone. I think I'm in landscape again. More about that in a second. I'm gonna pull myself up on another device right next to me so that hopefully I can see your comments come in. Welcome to week 3 of my 12 weeks of Christmas. I am very excited to share the card with you today. We're making a card today. I'm having some trouble finding some Christmas stuff in the stores, so we may do a couple of really cute cards for a couple of weeks until those things start appearing in my local stores. I am scouring Amazon too for some cute things too, so hopefully we'll get to some really cute stocking stuffer 3D items. But for today we are going to make an adorable fun fold card, so it opens like that. Isn't that fun? And it'll stand on your mantle or your desk or table, or whoever gets this, they'll be able to display it. It's really cute. But we'll get to this in a second. I am so happy to be in the proper orientation again. If you joined me for my Facebook Live on Wednesday, it was a fiasco. I spent hours, guys, hours trying to figure out what went wrong, and apparently it is a glitch in our social media program that we're running now. I don't want to say their name because I don't want to get in jail, but it's apparently a glitch with them, and so hopefully they'll figure it out. I have figured out a workaround. It is not the most ideal workaround, so I hope they fix this glitch. Hello, everybody. Okay, we're going to jump into today's project because I need to finish this pretty early. My kids and I have tickets to go see the Taylor Swift movie, the Taylor Swift Eras movie. My daughter made a bunch of little bracelets, so we are on our way as soon as this is done. So we're going to jump into it. Paper Pumpkin for November is the subscription period is out. My October Paper Pumpkin has shipped. I'm hoping it arrives this week. Fingers crossed. I will go live right here in my VIP group when that happens. Now, one more thing I wanted to tell you guys, if I'm not able to go live in the proper orientation on Facebook, I am going to try out YouTube Live. I haven't done YouTube Lives. I haven't researched it enough to be comfortable with it, but we may have to give it a go. Maybe I'll try that with Paper Pumpkin. Maybe that'll be our test one. But I'll always post in the group if we do it on YouTube. But I prefer Facebook, but maybe I'm just old school. Maybe I'm just old. I don't know. We have a fantastic promotion if you want to join Stampin' Up! This month. They are celebrating 35 years. So in honor of that, you can choose either 35% off your starter kit, or you can choose 35% more in your starter kit. So 35% off means you would pay $64.35. You get to choose $125 in product. If you want 35% more in product, you pay $99, but you get $168.75 in product. Either option is an amazing option. So keep that in mind if your wish list is long, or if maybe you just want a discount on some products, you want to see some products early, you want to get some products early. It's always an amazing opportunity, but it is extra amazing with the promotion. All right, I am gonna jump right in. We are gonna use our paper trimmer to score this one today, just because it's easier on a paper trimmer. And if you're making a bunch of these, do your scoring first. This would be like an entire sheet of 8.5 by 11. Do your scoring first, and then all you have to do is cut in half. Okay, so let me pull out my paper trimmer. So I have just your regular 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock here, and we are going to score it at 2. Now, you absolutely could do this on your Simply Scored. When I'm making cards, I just have a habit of doing it on my paper trimmer, so that's where I prefer to do it. So 2 3 1/8, 5 3/8, and 6.5. So I'm going to pull this out and go to 6.5. Okay, so those are just score marks. And then we're going to fold it. There's no trimming, so this is an easy card. And this is a good one for kids. And we're going to let the DSP do a lot of the work for us on this one. So this is a really quick card to throw together. All right, so everything is scored, and we are actually going to fold back on those end score lines. The 2 on the end are going to go backwards like this. So they should meet in the middle, just like that. And it should open like that. So when it's folded, it should kind of give you that shape, okay? And that's basically the scoring. This is going to be your card. When it folds up like this, it's about 4 1/4, so it'll fit right in your envelope. Perfect to mail. When you are decorating though, just make sure you don't go beyond these edges. So let me bring back the card. I did go beyond the edges just a tiny bit, but I think it'll still be okay. But let's go ahead and get our DSP on here. Now, all the measurements for everything are in the video description, so make sure that you check that out. And I am using pieces of the Merry, Bold, and Bright DSP. This is the DSP that coordinates with our stamp set that we're using today. We are using the Merry and Bright bundle today. This is a fantastic bundle. We're going to talk about more about this in a second when we get to our stamping. But I am using the DSP that coordinates with that. So let's start with our end pieces. So these are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to adhere these down. So put some adhesive on the back of these. And adhere these down. I love these little bulbs. Now in the DSP there's like these little rounded bulbs, and then there's bulbs that look like this one. There's sheets of both of them. So I'm choosing these bulbs because they coordinate better with our bulbs on our project here. So I'm choosing those, but if you prefer the other ones, you can absolutely make this project using those like fancy, like vintagey looking ones, or maybe these are the ones, vintagey ones. I'm not sure. All right, so that's 2 for each side, and then we have DSP in the center here on these ones, and so these are 7/8 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to stick those on here, just like this. Okay, this one on, just like that. Perfect. And then we have 1 for the center panel, and this one is 2 by 5 1/4. And remember, all of those, look at this pattern. Oh, so beautiful. All of those measurements are in the video description, so don't worry about writing anything down. These will be on my blog later. Now, it might take me a little bit longer to get it up on my blog. It might actually have to be when we get back from our movie, but it will be on the blog by the end of the day, I promise. Okay, so this is our card base. Isn't that beautiful? So fun, and you can do anything you want from here. So we're going to decorate it. We're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to put that aside. My dog is going crazy. I don't know if you can hear that. I have the door closed, but I think he saw a cat. So we're going to start with our greeting. I've already cut this label from the Stylish Shapes Dies. I think that's it. And I'm going to stamp this. Now, I probably, you know what, I'm going to do it because I don't want to mess this up and have to redo everything. I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Pierce mat because this is a photopolymer stamp set. I don't want to mess anything up. The Stampin' Pierce mat really helps you get a much better image with those photopolymer stamp sets, especially when we start stamping these bulbs. So it's going to really help out. Okay, so I have our little holly jolly greeting. Isn't that so cute? Now this stamp set has tons of greetings, this bundle, and you can build whatever you want. I always typically go for these, so I wanted to go for the little scripty ones this time. But and then the dies are fantastic, and you get 2 of each bulb. So you can die cut lots at a time, and then all these little bulb topper things. Fantastic. It's a great die set. It was designed so well. Okay, so that was in Melon Mambo. I don't know if I mentioned the ink color. That's Melon Mambo. So let's start stamping some of our bulbs. Now, I already have a couple of my bulbs ready to go. I've already done my blue ones and my pink ones. So you can see this amazing shading that we have on here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. The blue one was done with Pool Party and Blueberry Bushel, and when you put that shading on there, it really looks like that bulb is like lit. It's lit up. This one was Melon Mambo and Poppy Parade, and so we're going to do a couple more. So you're going to need 2 different ink colors. So I'm using, for this one, I'm going to use Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie. I'm going to open both of those up, and then I have a blending brush for my darker color. So I'm using blending brush for Pumpkin Pie. You can do this with a sponge dauber. You can do this with, you know, anything that you want to add extra ink to. You can use our mini brushes. I'm using the big ones, sponge daubers, sponge pieces. Those will work too. So ink up in the light color, ink up your image really well. So we'll ink up that bulb really well. And then we'll come in with our darker color, and I'm just going to kind of tap on some shading just along one side and then kind of along the top. So just down one side and along the top. And by tapping it on like that, you're going to get the nice shading that just kind of blends. You could also just kind of roll it in the ink pad, and that will give you the same image. But look how like seamlessly that blends. You don't get any harsh lines on that. Isn't that fun? Okay, now we gotta clean this. So, because we're gonna go into a different color. So grab my Simply Chamois, clean that off, and we're gonna move on to a different color. So I'm gonna close these up, and we're gonna do the green ones. And so we have Granny Apple Green for our darker. I have my brush here, and then we have Lemon Lime Twist. So make sure this is dry. Okay, so we're gonna ink this up in our lighter color. Make sure it's nice and well inked. The more this is inked up in the lighter color, the better that ink is gonna kind of transfer and blend. So in our darker color, just kind of along the top and along the side, just kind of pouncing it, dabbing it. Get that out of the way, and then we'll stamp this down. And you're gonna get a little bit of shading. I could have gone darker with that Granny Apple Green. I didn't go too dark, but you're gonna get that shading, and it's just gonna bring so much life to those bulbs. Okay. Move everything out of the way. That's all of our stamping, since we already have 2 of our bulbs done. So you're going to grab the dies, and you're going to die cut those. Now, through the magic of television, I've already done our green bulb and our yellow bulb. So we have those ready to go. So I'm going to move those out of the way. I'll save those. I also have, I've already die cut out of our silver foil paper. That paper is an online only product. So if you want the silver foil, you have to get it online only. It's not in a catalog, but I've already die cut 4 of these. I've already adhered to them on 2 of these. So we're gonna finish making our little bulbs here. So let's get these glued down. Just a little bit of glue. Any glue will do. Glue dots, liquid glue, whatever you want. All right, so we're gonna stick these on just like that. All right, and we're gonna let these dry. These ones are good to go. All right, let's talk about the other supplies that we're using. Also out of that silver foil, I die cut our little string pieces, and that is in here. Now, if you're going to adhere this down to a card, if you're going to adhere the strings down, I do recommend putting an adhesive sheet on the back of that. We are actually just going to kind of weave it in there, so we're not going to glue it down. But if you're going to glue it down, make sure you adhere these with an adhesive sheet, because putting adhesive on the back of these little tiny pieces will be not as enjoyable as you might think. So I have a deckled circle here that I have also pre-cut. So we're gonna layer everything up on here. We're gonna start with our greeting so that we can arrange our bulbs around that. So I'm gonna do a couple dimensionals right in the center of our greeting, because the ends are gonna hang off. So a couple right in the center, just like this. And then we're gonna start putting our bulbs on. So I'm going to start from the right and work to the left. And so I'm going to put a dimensional on the back, and I'm keeping it toward the very top because the bottom is going to hang off. And if you have adhesive down there, when you close this up, it's going to glue your card shut. So just make sure that none of your adhesive is going to hang off. And so I'm going to make sure that I don't have adhesive hanging off, and I'm just going to position that orange one right there. And we're going to take our little string here for our lights, and I'm just going to weave that through. And you could do this before you adhere this down too. Weave that through just like that. And I want that little loop to show, so I'm not going to pull it all the way through. So just like that. Okay, now we're going to work with our green one, and I'm actually going to put the dimensional onto the deckled circle this time. That way I know it's not going to hang off the edge. And I'm going to put this on. I'm going to string it through and line this one up, and then I'll line up my light going off to the side that way. Cute, right? Okay. Actually, let me pull this down just a little bit, because I don't want that. I want the string to go more to the left, not to the top. So we're just going to kind of adjust that just a little bit. There we go. All right, our blue one, we're going to do the same thing. The blue one's going to be mostly on the deckled circle. So I'm just going to put the dimensional on the back and pull that adhesive off, and then string this through just like this. And then once I have it where I want it, just go ahead and lay that down. And then for our Melon Mambo one, I am going to put that adhesive on the deckled circle, and then we will string this one through. And so we're not putting any adhesive on this on this string here, but once you get all your lights on there, it's not going to move. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay on there. It's pretty secure on there. It's not going to unravel. And then just trim that end off and you have your little embellishment there. Isn't that adorable? All right, let's bring our card base back in. And we are going to stick some dimensionals. I'm just going to grab 2 or 3 and I'm just going to put them down the center. Again, you don't want any adhesive hanging off anywhere because once that card is folded up, you're going to not be able to open it. So, all right, so I'm going to actually lay this flat. Hopefully I'm in the parameters, which I think I am. And you can always adhere this deckled circle before you adhere all the bulbs if you want to make sure that you're in those parameters, but I think I'm pretty good. Isn't that fun? All right, finishing touch. I have these sequin trio. It comes with some pink ones, but of course I've used all those. So we're going to use these green ones. These are in our annual catalog. These are fantastic. And so I am just going to scatter these around. They are, I think they're like shaded spruce color, which is in this DSP, so it's all going to coordinate so beautifully. I'm going to use 5 of these. So I'm using just a combination of big ones and little ones all over. Okay. And final finishing touch, I have some of our Pool Party Grow Green ribbon. I've already tied it into a bow, and we are going to use a glue dot to attach that right down here on the bottom. Now, if you want to, oh, did I not get the glue dot? I didn't get the glue dot. Now, if you want to purchase any of these supplies, you can head to my online store. I do have my monthly host code here. You can shop using this host code. It's also in the video description. Remember, we have that amazing join promotion right now. So if you have a long wish list, make sure that you check that out as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for week 3 of my 12 weeks of Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this super fun Christmas card. I think this would be so much fun to receive in the mail. And if you write letters or anything, you can still put some panels on the back. You can put pictures on the back. So there's still plenty of room to really personalize this to whoever you're giving it to or to showcase your family. All right, so that is it for week 3. I am off to see Taylor Swift. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for another fun project. It's going to be adorable. We're actually going to use some sneak peek items, so make sure you join me right here on Wednesday. All right, guys, have a great time, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.